Well, hello, everyone. Let's
Hello.
get everybody all set. We're meeting as the Andover Council on Aging for this February 12th. And let's have everybody say hello and their names as we go around. Let's start with Tim.
Tim McCarron.
All right, and we have Gail.
Hi, everybody. Gail Bloom here.
All right. And let's go right here with Champa. Yeah. Champa. Yeah. Okay. And Ralph Bledsoe.
Denise Boucher here.
Ruby Agnes.
Kim Rainen, present.
Jennifer Perigo. Fran Giaco, present.
Great. So we have a good number of folks and it's a great day. It's a great day. So, would anybody have any correspondence for us? Okay, great. Liaison reports.
Nothing really to add, just continuation of the work that's being done on the Commission on Disability. It just continues.
Very good, very good. Is there any citizen input on topics not on the agenda? I don't see any citizens here, but yeah.
I had a member come up to me that was in the fitness room and it was regarding the lights. We have lighting that is motion detected lighting. And it is frequently going off when there's only one person in there working out. And it's not much of a problem, except now, like in the wintertime, in the late afternoons, she was saying it goes out and the only way you can get it to go on if kind of you're sitting down on a low machine or whatever is to get up and start like moving your arms around and things like that. But it also, the hall light goes out at the same time. So the back corner where the fitness room is completely in black.
Oh, okay.
So I was wondering if maybe the motion detector could be adjusted on it.
Okay.
That's what, she asked me, can we stop having a motion detector? I said, well, maybe we can adjust it. Or something.
Okay, I'll look into that.
Ah.
All right. Any other citizen input? So our next is approval of minutes from 11 December. All right, let me look for the minutes. I think they're in. No. Actually, I looked at them.
They're at the very
Oh,
last.
the very last. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I had looked at them at school. And didn't really see anything that needed changing. Anyone else, anybody have any comments on that though?
Well, we didn't do our,
Okay. Gail,
I can wait.
no, go ahead.
Oh,
She
okay.
Said we didn't have a party or something. Yeah.
On the bylaws review piece, there should be an addition. Let me see how it's phrased. It was sent to the town council for review, and I'm still waiting for a response. So they're not officially approved yet. That was true for the December meeting. And as a side note, it's currently remaining true.
So I'm confused, Gail. So these are the minutes from that meeting. We can't.
Right. Well, for that meeting, it says that the bylaws were sent to the town council for review. And it says that we were advised to make one adjustment, but it's not like they were accepted. It sort of, when I read it, it sounds like, we just make that change and we were good to go, but that's not the case. So it should say something about that they were sent for review and we're waiting for approval.
Right, so we can just say waiting for final approval.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
you
Judy Agnes, didn't you say that it went to the lawyer to
Yes.
review? So should that be put in here?
That's what we're
That's-
saying.
It's
Yeah.
That's
in
the
there.
town
just
council.
saying. That's the town council, and we're just waiting to hear back. That's,
Yeah.
and that's all we need to add is we're waiting to hear back.
Yeah, as a secondary thing beyond the minutes, just letting people know that I still don't have his comments, final comments.
Mhm.
So,
It- I'll
but
just
that
add a
doesn't have anything to do with the minutes.
And I'll just add a commentary on that. That I had a couple of contracts I needed him to review. For operations here at the center that were a little time sensitive, so I bumped the bylaws.
Okay.
So it's not Gail and it's
Yeah.
not Doug. I mean, he only has so many hours in his day. And because I had contracts that I needed to
Sure.
get like out. I'm sorry, Gail, I had to bump you.
Yeah, well, it's okay, I think, because the old bylaws have been waiting for approval for years.
Mhm.
So if we can get it done within 6 months of me sending it to him, we're good.
Mhm.
I just
All right.
want to get it off my table kind of soon.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so with that said, does anyone want to suggest accepting these?
Move to accept the minute. As
As a
adjusted.
second,
I second.
second, as adjusted, and here we go. We got that good. The minutes are approved. Parking updates.
So I'll go first and then Champa. So parking at the Rob Center. I had a really good meeting with the director and assistant director of facilities this past month. And really the purpose of the meeting was to do a 5-year check-in because the building is now, or our piece of the world is 5 years old. And she wanted to do just to check in what we need. And the conversation shifted to parking. And I showed her the proposed parking plan to her and to Eric Aluski, who's the assistant director. And we also talked about number of visitors and the fact that the number of visitors per day far exceeds the number of allotted parking spots. So it was an excellent meeting. We talked quite a bit. We did a lot of brainstorming of where we could carve out more parking spots and how we could realign parking spots. So and she is definitely, Janet is definitely the person that is instrumental in this conversation because she does manage all of the buildings and parking for the town, for town buildings. So it's very high on her radar. In fact, she's already spoken to the parking advisory committee, the parking and traffic advisory committee. She's already had a conversation and our situation has definitely been elevated. We looked at some dead space that is neither green space nor utilized space around the youth center and around the town green to maybe carve out some more parking. So nothing is done. But we've definitely made some forward motion. The superintendent is gone in a few weeks. I think the assistant superintendent is more open to a conversation about parking as well. I think he sees the problem too. So just to give you an update, we made really good strides last month. In our parking plan. So I expect that momentum will continue.
Great. I just want to pause for a second before we go to Champa to recognize that Ed Plowey and Rachel are here
Mhm.
on Zoom. Welcome you all. All right. So I believe we're looking at Champa's. Yeah.
Yeah, so does anybody have any comments from the, all the material that was forwarded?
So I'm gonna chime in because I know we spoke. I don't know if I just completely missed the boat and misunderstood what you were looking at. Because when you first brought it up, Champa, I thought you were looking to designate specific parking spots for seniors downtown.
Mhm.
And then when I read Lexington's plan, that it's not designating parking, but giving seniors free parking, which is a completely different, after we spoke,
Mhm.
I looked at the towns that you had sent. So you're not looking at creating, like designating parking spots, like a handicap spot,
Mm.
but giving people a sticker to park for free.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
maybe I didn't word it right. I was thinking of what I saw in California, which did have a little designated spaces for
Mhm.
senior citizens, just like we have for people with disability. But either way, it is recognizing that seniors can use spots that are accessible to them and free.
Now, from what I read, there's a limited number of areas that would be available for the seniors. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'm not really doing the whole details of it, which I think if we agree that this is something that we would like to have, I feel like I would want to be dive into more details. But it's basically it is accommodating seniors to be able to come to town and do the shopping or go to restaurants or doctor's appointments and be able to have a parking space that is accessible to them and allocated to them. And another thing is many of the parkings that are available to us in the municipal parking lots, you do need a cell phone or something. There's technology involved and getting that app or whatever. I think a lot of seniors struggle with that. And so this will be easier because all it requires is a placard or a sticker that says that they have paid the annual fee or whatever, and they can park there. They are a senior citizen. It just indicates that. And so they will be able to park.
But
As
they-
to how they be able to do that, whether we put a with a notice that this is reserved for senior, or they just can take a, there is a metered space, they can park there for free. But they also cannot exceed the time limit. They have to follow the time limit, but they just be able to park it for free without having to figure out how to pay for it,
Yeah, I really like the plan a lot. I saw a lot of, I live at Riverside Woods, and sometimes the seniors have approached me in regards to coming down for an event and not being able to park anywhere. And I did some research on that, and I said, well, they have a plan at the senior center where if you call, you can get a ride down. I'd like to see you try to use that system first and then tell me how it worked out. But people that were trying to use it said it did, it was too cumbersome to work around. So not that, see, it's nice to give seniors a chance to come downtown and park for free without having to pay anything. After all, most of them have lived here their whole life. They've paid enough in taxes for the city over their lifetime. It should be something that be a gratis thing.
I agree.
A couple of the locations said they had some problem with the financing, and that I didn't understand too well, and was looking
Oh,
for
where did you see that?
more, I forget which city it was. That said that they found it was too costly to issue um,
The free parking.
the free parking. But,
But I think they pay a fee annually
Right.
to get the sticker renewed, so they are paying into the system. But for them to have a space that they can park close to their shopping. Yeah.
Would you, so that sounds like it's both free parking and designating spots. And I don't know, like, I love the idea. I can't picture if you can actively give them spots that might not be used all the day,
Mhm.
like for other people. And then also give it to them for free with the cost of the placard. I'm having trouble picturing how it works. I saw Lexington, I was like, oh, that, they'd use it in the municipal lots, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
But then I was thinking, what if a senior can't walk 4 blocks
Yeah.
to the restaurant that they want to go to? This town has a lot of hard parking because we don't have a lot of space to park. And I know, I don't think that you can just designate in front of a store just for them, because then the storefront will see it empty, possibly on a cold day or a snowy day, whereas someone younger or able to walk the several blocks might park there. I guess I'm having a little trouble figuring out how all the pieces work. Free parking, I can understand because they've earned it. You've been in the town a long time, great. Certain parking, I think, is harder for me to visualize.
Designated parking.
Yeah, like actual spots
Yeah,
and even where, what is the best spot in this town? Like, to
Right.
come here, it's all free, so
True.
there are no spots currently that are not accessible to them, and like, so then I'm thinking the town and by the restaurants. I mean, it is hard to find a spot
Yeah,
throughout the,
I had put, like I said, I had put message on Facebook. And some of the one of the response was that,
Mhm.
like, there's a post office right here, the downtown post office. And if I want to stop there and just drop off my package, that would be very convenient for them. And somebody
True.
said, well, you can just go to Stevens Street.
That's true. That's a good point, like,
But
right,
then she said, well, I did go and there's no
there's
parking.
no
There's
parking,
no parking, right?
Yeah, I mean, it
but
depends
that's
on
not
the
gonna
time
be
of day.
solved even with this, like,
If you don't have a designated parking, that kind of defeats the thing.
right, maybe
Yeah.
like, at a post office is not a bad idea to have a senior spot,
Mhm.
or like at certain places that they would absolutely need to access.
Right.
like the
Like,
library.
like a
Critical
library,
places,
like, they have the
Yeah.
2 free spots for
Yeah,
libraries.
I've
I
been
don't think you
there,
should park it,
and
yeah.
they're longer than 15 minutes, sometimes half an hour, 45
Yep.
minutes.
I absolutely don't think you should pay for a library though, but that's my opinion of like using a public library, but that's not a bad idea, like at the library. Where
Yeah.
they'd want to access the post office where they'd want to go.
That's some of the
Well, some of the really important spots.
To the door to get in.
Right. A bank, I don't
With the
know.
post office, you might need federal approval.
Oh, that's a
Oh.
good point, really,
I
yeah,
didn't think of that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it's federal government.
sure,
Federal law.
Yeah,
that's true, it is federal, yeah. Wouldn't have thought of that.
Well, anything, it doesn't have to be right near the post office, but somewhere.
well,
where we
that
know
street
they
is
can-
not,
Yeah,
Yeah, you
amenable
can't walk
to-
on that street unless you're in that post office spot, in the parking lot.
I mean, some people from Marlin Place walk on
Oh,
the
right.
opposite side of the street towards the post office.
Mhm.
But see, to me, it also thinks as you become more senior, can you walk
That far.
Yeah.
that far? I guess I worry about that population as well.
Well, I was thinking that Stop and Shop has certain spots for mothers with
children.
kids.
Yes,
And they have the handicapped kids. So that's a possibility, like in
Like an extra
Shawshene
couple.
Plaza,
mhm.
Yeah.
that they could have some designated
They
spots.
also have like Whole Foods has spots for picking up groceries. I don't know how
Right.
that works exactly,
Yeah,
whether,
they do.
because they have shoppers who come and shop for other people, or is it you order and then
It's
you come and
your,
you
it's
order
your
and then you
order
get.
and you go park
You
your
go
car there
park
and they
it.
put it into the back of your trunk.
So they are able to accommodate those kind of things.
Mhm.
And I think they may be able to accommodate a couple of spots for seniors to park.
But then it sounds like
Yeah.
you're going company by company, or you're not just saying the town, you're gonna have to get the Whole Foods to agree, or like the federal government for the post office.
Or
Or-
I
or
don't know who
whatever.
owns the
I don't
plaza
know
for
who owns those
Shawshene.
things.
Gail has a comment.
Yeah, thank you. When you start talking about handicap spots, that's federal legislation, that's through the ADA. There has to be a designated number of spaces, and they have to be located in a very specific location, depending on the actual parking lot. So if you're to take, you can't take those away or even talk about looking at those. Ones that have to do more with like veterans parking or parking for people with young children kind of thing. That's up to the business to decide because it's private property. It's not up to the municipality to take action there. So if we were to do that as the council, I think that we're getting into areas that we probably don't want to get into, and that we should probably limit our focus to the areas where they have meters and municipal parking.
Yeah, I think that would be a better.
Rachel,
Rachel has a.
Rachel, yeah.
Just to piggyback off of Gail, I think like maybe that's a wider conversation after we've done a pilot to see if there's even interest and people like the program. Then we can, you know, speak with community members and our seniors if that's something like where are the areas that they'd like to have a senior space. But I think to start off with a pilot, I think we're looking too broad, and I think we need to narrow the idea. I was confused initially. I thought it was sort of designated spots. I think having free parking is a really great idea, and I would be all for that. But I think we're getting like ahead of ourselves before we even know if this is a program people would like.
Yes, definitely. That's what I was thinking too, but I'm not sure how to get a survey done. That's why I decided to put it on Facebook, and I was surprised with the number of people who did comment, and there was a lot of enthusiastic yes to have it. But that's, you know, it's just a very small sampling, but I think we do need to do a survey to see whether there is need for it, first of all, like you're saying, before we do anything else, yeah.
Wasn't that interesting? We're not starting on the community survey, but that's our next topic.
Exactly, and I think that included something about parking.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, I
didn't-
think
I
there
haven't
was some
seen
mention,
it.
or maybe in the comments, people's comments.
Oh,
Remember that
mhm.
exchange?
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to go, let's
Yeah.
stay on
Yeah, stay on
parking
this.
because
Yeah,
I really like the free parking aspect
Mhm.
with the sticker. And not a designated spot, but the sticker, because I think you make a good point that you have to have a smartphone and you have, I mean, I can't even navigate those stupid parking kiosks.
right.
No,
Right.
And I live on my phone, so I like that. The struggle I have with the designated parking is that it's at a premium and, you know, as Jennifer said, how is the business gonna feel when they have a parking spot sitting empty
yeah.
Right.
for 3 hours on a Tuesday
Prime
afternoon?
time, yeah.
Because it's designated for senior. And also, how do you monitor that? How do you know that that's a senior who's really parked there? You know, how do the
How do you
police,
enforce it?
how do you enforce it? How do the police monitor it? I really like Lexington's model where you can park and for whatever the time is in that lot and not have to pay because you have the sticker.
Mhm.
So I think that's worth pursuing. One of the things about the designated parking, in addition to the spot sitting empty, is that it brings you to ageism, where people have this image of seniors as being frail and unable to navigate and be mobile. And how are people gonna feel when you put a designated parking spot and you've got some spry, energetic 62-year-old,
Right.
AKA me, parking in the senior spot because I'm a senior.
That's true, yeah.
I'm a senior. There's no
You have
reason
as
why
much
I
right to-
can't
Right.
Yeah.
take that spot for
And
2
why wouldn't
hours
you
and
if
go
you're
to
in a
La
hurry?
Rosa's for lunch.
Yeah.
So one of the things I would rather see, and we put the wheels in motion, is to really promote the handicap placard. That if you are someone with mobility challenges and you are someone who either temporary or long-term has mobility challenges, get a handicap placard. And we've asked, the registry to come out and do a program on handicap placards.
Well, that's a good idea.
That's a great idea, yeah.
And some of the laws have changed with them, but we did it last year. We did it in February, so we didn't get a good crowd. I don't, anything you do in February can be iffy. But if we do it later in the spring, and instead of designating parking, encouraging those who really need that close space
Mhm.
to get a placard, because a lot of seniors won't get the placard because they don't want to have that mark of being frail.
They don't want the stigma.
Right, they don't want the stigma.
That's right, yeah.
But there's also another part to it, that if you have to get a handicap placard, don't you have to go to a doctor or get
Yes.
some kind of a
Of
certificate?
course.
So
Yeah.
that immediately puts a little bit of a hindrance on that. And secondly, maybe if designated parking does not work, we can still give free parking.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I
Because
think it's
that
great.
relieves them from, I also get, confused when I go to Lexington or somewhere where, how do I put money into this
I
thing,
know.
and then I have to
Right.
download an app, and so that becomes cumbersome, and you say, okay, let's not go downtown. And that's what I don't want.
Sure.
I want seniors to be able to go downtown and do all the things we are all able to do without having this hindrance of how do I pay for this parking thing?
Mhm.
So.
I had a question too, in terms of administration of the program, especially at startup. I know that from what I've read, that it's generally either the Council on Aging or Senior Center or Human Services Department. I know Lexington has a Human Services Department because that was mine for a while. I just can't imagine every senior citizen in town all showing up to get a sticker or a placard. That's going to make those people who are employed by the senior center really busy for a period of time. I don't know how they handled that.
So I would not worry about that, Gail.
You'd be the
Was
one
it-
to worry about it, so you say.
Well, I know, but we're very adept at managing large crowds of people. So I think, that's it's something to consider, and I think it was Medford had specific times. That it was either Medford or Lexington set up specific times for people to come and get their sticker and said, don't come another time because we're gonna turn you away.
Almost like early voter registration.
Right,
where
yeah.
you put
So,
times and
Space. That would be the least of my worries. I think if the council, and you might want to take a vote about moving forward with free parking, I think at that point, then the council needs to put together a proposal. And the proposal, you'll have to look at exactly what the rules are, who's eligible, who's not eligible, who's enforcing it, which would obviously be the police. And then it's gonna have to be sold to the traffic and parking
Mhm.
committee.
We'll have to go
And
through
what
the town
cost is-
council again.
And really what the cost is, though, that's one of the things that they're going to wanna know is how much, because they generate revenue from parking.
Mhm.
How much is this going to cost us? And, are we going to limit the number of stickers? Like, is it the first 1,000 seniors? What are the age parameters? You've got 10,000 residents over the age of 65. Are you gonna issue 10,000 stickers? Or, is it one
That's
per
what I'm
household?
thinking.
So these are all the things that you really need to think through. So it's too much work for one person. I would suggest if there are maybe 3 or 4 of you that have some time, if you want to form a working group and maybe meet here for coffee a few times and take some good notes and start crafting that proposal, then we can start there. And then it would go to the traffic and parking committee. They are going to have questions. They are going to have, just like when a proposal comes to you
Mhm.
and you have questions and changes, they're going to do that and they're going to shoot it back.
So we need to know whether all of these machines are the same amount of money per hour or half hour, I guess. Are they standard throughout the town, or is there different higher rates for like the central municipal lot versus other lots? You
I have
don't
no
know.
idea. Rachel, from your expertise, what as the assistant police chief, what do you want to see in a proposal like this?
I would want to know exactly, how many stickers are you giving out? Is there a limit to how long they can be parked there? Because it needs to be very clear for their parking officers to know when because they're paying attention. I don't know how the app necessarily works. We don't have that. We do it manually in my town, but I imagine that they, have some sort of system in place where they know when your time is up. I've used the parking meters before. I think it's like 50 cents an hour. It's very inexpensive. So I've used 2 different lots and they were both pretty inexpensive. I think I paid $1 both times. So, and I think that it's the same price, at least in the 2 municipal lots I used. So yeah, I would just want to know, like, because if you have somebody that's parking there for 8 hours, they're losing, $5. And is $5 a big deal? Maybe, maybe not. But, maybe we have, they can park somewhere for free for so many hours. So those sort of things, because that's going to be an enforcement piece.
Right.
And and definitely, 10,000 people, that's a lot of stickers. That would be a lot of work for your folks. And I would be concerned about, are people going to take advantage of it? Like, we want it to be people that need it, not necessarily somebody that is, spry and able to walk the 2 blocks to, the Main Street restaurant.
Isn't there a choice? Like, I mean, just because you're a senior, everybody may not want to go and rush and get the tickets, or they don't even care about it.
Right.
So the spry person may not want it. Maybe they don't want to feel old or whatever reason. So you have a choice. If you need it and you want it, you go get the ticket. And if you don't feel like you don't get it. It's not a compulsion.
I agree with you. It's just, but I think having 10,000 available seems like a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We wouldn't
right.
we
I
wouldn't
don't
be
think
able
I
to
would
get that
ever.
I don't think that many people.
through.
No, and I'm just throwing that number
right,
out
right.
there at you. That's how many people we have 65 and older in town.
That's what I was thinking of. If everybody over a certain age decided to show up and get a sticker, that's going to be overwhelming, no matter how efficient you are at handling crowds.
Yeah, your bean counters in town, your finance committee that relies on maybe the revenue, they're going to ask that question. They're like, well, how many stickers are you giving? Because we make how much money a day on parking. And they're going to want to sort of figure that math out. And then there's also the cost of actually printing the placard, whether it's a plastic piece of paper, like a plastic thing that just hooks on, or is it an actual decal like you do in the towns that have the old school transfer station where you stick it on your windshield and it changes every year. These are questions that we'll have to sort of come up with. I'm happy to be on the working group. I can certainly help sort of navigate the legal side or the police side, and certainly I'm happy to be sort of the liaison, if you will, to the different parking folks and police officers. So
I think one of the things too that you just brought up is, should there be a time limit on these things? Because people move, people pass away, people might not be driving anymore. And how will that work? Like, will you need to reissue stickers every year, like the Palms Pond stickers? What's that going to look like for an effort? Like 10,000 people show up every year to get a new sticker? Or is it more like Palms Pond, those people who really feel like it's worth their while to get one?
Well, my thoughts are that these are questions to be moved to the working group. If we can get a couple more folks interested in joining. So far as Champa and Rachel, is anyone else interested?
I'll do it.
We got Fran.
I'd be interested.
Oh, great. And Judy.
I'm happy to if you need more.
Excellent. Oh, okay.
That'll be wonderful.
Well, we
because
have
that's
to,
important.
gotta keep it, you can't have like a quorum. So
Okay.
we have to
Okay.
keep it to 4,
Four, okay. That's,
okay? Or 5, Kim, how many? 4, we're 11? 4, okay,
Yeah,
All right,
that's
then
what
take
you
me
have-
off on 5th.
okay.
right, yeah, I
All right.
didn't write you down just yet. so- Yeah, that's what I put all.
All right, Jennifer, you can be the alternate. So, if you guys want to find a date, I mean, I think this is a great plan. If you want to find a date, either Kelly or I have just volunteered, Kelly would be happy to kind of join you, or if you have that date, I can ask Glenn Oda, who is the head of parking and enforcement. I can ask him to meet with you guys as well.
I think it might be good for us to get our heads together first before we bring in Mike Oda.
Okay, yep, so I was
just
gonna
to
have him
get-
come casually,
Okay.
just to kind of help you guys initially, but if you want to get together and talk first. And then I'll invite Glenn, you just let me know what you want to do. You guys, email each other, set up a time to, and let me know how you want to proceed.
What exactly?
Plenty of groups ask me questions about they have an idea and they've asked me ahead of time. So I think talking to Glenn initially isn't necessarily a bad idea, and I wouldn't be necessarily afraid that we don't have our ducks in a row yet, because if we do all this work and then all this stuff that we think is okay, he's like, no, that's not going to work, or he has a better idea. It might be worthwhile looping him in at first, just to say, hey, this is our idea. What do you think? And what is something that we need to, like, what are our parameters? And then we can loop him back in. I've had plenty of community organizations ask me questions about, road races or events and things like that. And I'd rather help out and make it successful instead of shoot you down. And then, you did all this work with no outcome. So either way, I just want to you know, as somebody that works for a town, it's not, usually it's not a big deal if he's anything like I am. Sometimes we like to be involved ahead of time.
Glenn knowing Glenn and having worked with Glenn for years, he would be very open to just very casually sitting down and having coffee and helping you and talking it out with
Just
you.
exploring that
Yeah,
idea.
just saying these are the pitfalls, these are the things you need to be.
Because once you go down that road, I was thinking, you know, people were mentioning the word pilot, you know, and we'll see what happens and that kind of thing, but I'm thinking, once you issue ticket stickers and people start using them, it won't
Take 'em
be
back.
easy to say, oh, you know, we've done this and we tried it and now we're not doing it, and take them away, and now, you know, it might cause more of a problem in the end, so.
That might be
yeah.
something he would tell us.
Right.
Beforehand,
Right.
and you get the ducks in a lot of it.
Can you tell us again, what exactly, you said something about, I wasn't listening carefully as to what Glenn will bring to the table, because I think it is a great idea to have.
Glenn is an Andover police officer and he's actually head of traffic and parking enforcement.
Yeah.
Okay, so he will know what
He
we
will,
can.
whenever we have an issue, we call Glenn.
Okay.
And he is very much friend of the center.
Great.
Well, that's a great accomplishment. You all can find a way to get in touch with each other. We do have all of our emails in a document, so hopefully you can find that so you can contact each other and start an email group or however you want to communicate.
Okay.
But right now at 4:42, let's hear about the community survey.
I'm gonna actually request that we move program requests.
Okay.
Because Kelly is here to talk. about
Okay.
this
Okay.
one.
Great.
I'm here as long as I'm needed. I'm happy to be here.
You sure?
100%.
Okay, so, all right, well, let's do community survey.
Appreciate it.
So, all right, I just want to be sensitive to, so, 5 years ago, and I think we sent this in the email,
Yes, and
5 years ago, believe it or not, this is our 5-year anniversary.
Yeah.
April, we opened our doors after renovations and we will be having cake in April. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Can you at home see the screen? Can you see the survey?
Rachel's nodding, yes.
Yeah, okay. So this is a pretty comprehensive survey that we did back 5 years ago when we opened it.
What was the total responses? I couldn't find that.
I believe,
I
People
can find
that-
that out.
well, you want to
Okay.
find that
Yeah.
out? Thank you. So you can see that it covers everything. It was a 9-page paper survey. So Kelly and I were talking, and one of the things we talked about is where we're at the 5-year mark is reviving the survey and checking in with people to find out what programs they want, how have things changed, kind of how are we doing? Health and wellness programs, creative art programs.
Would you be maybe updating the survey itself too when you're putting it out there?
We
Or would it
we
be
want to do a new
same?
one, so,
Oh, okay,
and,
so it won't be the exact same.
right, no, and that's why we're putting the council to work this year. We wanted your help
all right.
with putting together the survey,
Yeah.
so. Like Jennifer, if you didn't make it on the
I
last
would
working
be-
group, you can do this working group.
I would be happy to work on that.
Okay, and we can send you again the copy of the survey.
Yep.
One of the things, that, a couple of things that we want to know about is our hours. We're open till 8 o'clock on Thursday night. I don't know if you're all saw, but the farmer's market is returning
Yes.
for the summer. Here, would people be interested in, would people attend Saturday programming here? Again, we're not promising it because it requires staffing. But is there an interest? North Andover is doing a trial with Saturday hours. where they're open for a few weeks on Saturday mornings. So we kind of wanted some of you to take a look at the survey from 5 years ago. We
Mhm.
can send you the results. How many people, Kelly?
350, which I know we could do better, but the
Right.
fact that we did this during COVID, that actually is pretty good.
That is pretty good.
And then you can build, you can cross off what you don't like. You can add things. We have you used online video conferencing program? We can find out about that.
Was this sent out to all the residents, or was it people picked it up at the senior center? Or
I
how
think
did
it's
it-
primarily through our own channels, so through the newsletter, our email blast, social media were the biggest, and then it was very, very important to translate it into Chinese and Mandarin
Mhm.
because we did collect a lot of responses that
Okay.
way.
So was it, just a hard copy that they filled in, or did they
No.
do it online?
We have Survey Monkey.
Yeah, it was primarily online, but we did have
Online.
hard copies available.
Oh, you had both?
Yep.
You had both, okay.
I mean, I think the things that we want to focus on is obviously programming here, but also beyond programming. I think we need to look at people who are aging alone, transportation, social services support, maybe just touch on a bunch of different areas.
Do we have a friendly visitor telephone contact
We
thing?
did during COVID, we do not now. But during I mean, you could ask if people
What do you-
would,
What, I'm sorry, what do you mean by that?
I mean, like, if you have a bunch of volunteers, to call people who want just a check-in or a little
Oh,
friendly
okay.
little, um, hi, how you doing?
Yeah,
Tell me what's
so
going
like
on
a
with
check-in
you.
volunteer where they call and just,
He called and I answered, I ain't buying.
Right, only if they agree to it, of course,
right,
Right.
okay, I didn't understand, okay.
Yeah. Just a sort of like friendly,
Yeah.
hi, how things going?
so,
questions.
I just scrolled
Yeah.
through that survey very quickly. It would give
Okay.
you a headache, but those are the things, like, if you have something that you're interested in starting, like, put it in the survey.
It's a great idea.
And it doesn't just have to be about the Rob Center. It can filter into the parking, when the parking plan, do you think Andover seniors should be able to park for free downtown? Or do you think there should be designated parking spots? So it can be anything about anything related, and when we did this survey before, it was from the Rob Center. If you guys work on the survey, we'll have it come from the Council on Aging.
Okay,
So
And
it can
also,
go
it's not-
beyond
Yeah.
just.
It's
here.
not like whoever's working on the survey is gonna be in a room with locked doors, no one's ever talked to them. Oh, no, we show it to Jane, Jane shows it around. Anybody else wanna hear anything? What does Kelly wanna know about? What do you all wanna know? So. I guess I'm putting myself on there, so that's two people, Ralph and Jennifer. And Champa too?
Oh, you're busy.
I would like to-
I know, I don't know why. I do
And
it.
Denise, all right, that's our 4. Okay, so we will make sure that you guys get a copy of the survey and the results. And you can kind of mock it up however you want. Am I brave enough to give them access to Survey Monkey or?
Yeah, that's all right.
Give us
If
that.
you digital, hard copy or digital,
We need for them to actually craft
Or,
going in.
yeah,
It's really
is Survey Monkey easy to use?
very easy,
Mhm.
yeah. Just it's very intuitive, add a question, what kind of
Nice.
question is that, and if you guys want to start it, we'd be happy to jump in and help you navigate too.
I mean, I'm happy to take that on and be the one to put it in, I'm fine, if you wanna just give one, or I'll take everyone's info and put it in there.
okay.
yeah.
I think it is one that it has to do, there's like a two-step verification, that will be
Yeah,
the
that
hardest
will be
part
the
of
part-
getting
That's
I
it.
the
know
hardest
it
part of my
might
thing.
be easier to do it in Google,
Okay,
and then let us translate it
Angel.
from Google.
okay.
So if you want to build, a survey into Google, and then we can translate it.
Mean a Google Doc?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
and then we will move it into
Yeah.
SurveyMonkey.
Yeah.
okay.
that
And
works.
so, once part of the Andover Senior Community Friends Group, we, Kelly and I present them a budget every year. And one of the things we've built into the budget with the Senior Community Friends is for them to pay for a postcard mailing. And we could do the postcard mailing with a QR code to take the
Mhm.
survey.
Would you ever have a computer here designated to people who wanted to come in and use it if they didn't know how to use computers?
Yeah.
So we do have a public computer over in the corner behind the.
Right.
place, But we, if they don't know how to use a computer, we have a.
Like, I'd
a
almost-
Help desk.
I'd almost volunteer to sit there to help them if they were willing to do it.
Mhm.
Just so, because I'm wondering the QR code, like,
That'll be tough.
that's a little
Yeah.
tricky for some
It
people
is.
sometimes. And
Mhm.
I don't know, I'm just trying to think how to get the most amount of people.
We will have paper copies
Oh,
here
okay.
at the library and at town hall.
Oh, all right, great, okay.
So, and then with our Chinese community, we can have it translated into Chinese.
Nice.
And then we give their leaders the copies and
Okay.
they
Just
do
for
the
us, yeah.
survey and return.
Oh,
it
okay,
to
that's
us.
great.
Is Chinese the largest language?
Yes,
What is after Chinese? Or
probably Russian.
Russian?
We could also involve all of the people that lead groups here.
Mhm.
The fitness instructors or the art instructors or whatever, to hand out the surveys or tell people about the surveys. Cause I know that a lot of times when we have things out front or whatever that are going on, a lot of people are just going into class and missing it. But when
Incentive?
we mention it individually, we announce it like before a
Everyone
class
be
or
entered into a
something.
raffle for
Yeah,
something?
we could do something
Yeah.
like that. The only problem with the survey is you like to be anonymous, so. like,
Agree. Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
That could
okay.
be a
Yeah.
factor.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's ways around it, though.
Well,
A num- yeah,
put it in an
that-
envelope and hand in the
Hand it to
envelope.
somebody, they can hand you a raffle.
Yeah, but
But
if
if
they,
you do it
if
online,
they win,
no.
how are they gonna know they won?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Number 2 won, we don't know who number 2 is.
It's to help the Rob Center,
Yes, I know, exactly.
for us to help you.
No, I know.
If they do this survey on Google, but then you have to translate all that into the
Mhm.
computer, right?
No volunteers last time
Oh.
that got really good at just clicking it all in.
Good.
So why they call it work.
No, SurveyMonkey is a really great tool, and the way it will share the responses, they put it all in graphs, the
Yeah,
way
I
it's
saw
laid out
that.
is.
Yeah,
really
that was-
user-friendly.
Yeah, that's
Amazing.
great.
So that was SurveyMonkey that we saw and.
That
the
did
one
that, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty thorough and graphics were clear.
Yeah.
All right, so we have our 4 and we have an idea of a plan. So I think we can now move on, unless there's another comment, we can move on to Meals on Wheels delivery.
So like I said, I'm putting you to work. March is an awareness month for Meals on Wheels. It's March for Meals. So I'm inviting you all to deliver meals one day. Either I can pair you up with a driver, or we can pair you up together, or we can load a bunch of meals onto one of the buses and go up to Fry Circle and deliver. I'm actually doing this with the Rotary on March 18th. The Rotary will be delivering Meals on Wheels. So I wanted to open it up to council members that we can pick a day in March. So how the process works is, meals go out leave here at by 11 o'clock. So you would need to be here by about 10:30, 10:45 that day. Like I said, however, depending on how many people, we'll either pair you with a driver or send 2 of you out together. Or we might put you on a bus and drive you up to Fry and then you can just hand out the meals off of the bus. And usually, you would be done by 12:30 or so, at 12:30, depending upon how many meals and how chatty you get with people.
Oh.
It's a great thing to do.
Mhm.
Kelly's done it, I've done it. Folks are so appreciative, and it's just a kind of a great way, to do some outreach in the community.
I love that.
Right.
Yeah. I don't, if it was February or April, I'd have a break in there.
Yep.
I don't have a break in.
Yep. So, in terms of dates, I know Thursdays are not a good day to do this.
Okay.
Just according, and I'm going to Shauna's schedule. But really any other day, I would, obviously you can't do it on March 18th because the Rotary is doing it. March 13th is our St. Patrick's Day luncheon, so you can't do it that day.
Can we do 9 or 10 or 23 or 24?
Yep. You can
Okay.
do, I would lean towards a Tuesday just because Mondays can be a little disorienting.
Tuesdays are not good for me. Wednesdays are okay.
Wednesday, you could do the 11th,
I
you could
can't
do the
I can't
25th,
do the 11th.
I can do
25th.
25th.
the 25th.
I could do a Tuesday, Jim, so.
I can
In
do
March.
Tuesdays too.
So I want to get everyone, not everyone, it's not going to work for everyone,
Mhm,
but it's kind of like majority
I'll drive if you want
rules.
to be in the same car.
Yeah, I wouldn't be, I'm here working, but I would
Yeah.
not
Do it.
do my
I'm not gonna be
job.
in the bus.
I don't know if we have fitness classes that morning for you. I think that's the break week.
Yeah, but this Tuesdays are okay
I
for
thought you
me
said
anyway.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Tuesday I'm only in the fitness room, so I can arrange that ahead of time.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
All right.
Are you looking
So,
for dates now, Jane?
it would be helpful because March is
No.
like right around the corner.
Want to put me in for the 9th then?
Yeah.
Well, I want everyone on the
Okay.
same day.
Oh, okay.
So it can't be one person one day, one person
Oh,
the next
okay.
day.
Oh,
one
we all
person
have
the
to
next-
be on the same day.
Yeah, it's because
because
you
of the
take a
class
group
time.
picture.
All right,
and-
so let's go
Sure.
Tuesday. I think it was.
Well, that's from 9:30 to 10.
So
Good.
folks
Yeah.
that are interested, Tuesday, Wednesday,
I can do Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, so.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Monday
Oh.
or Wednesday.
Monday or Wednesday.
If it's break week, I'm open, but,
It is.
okay, so I'm okay.
When, so,
Monday,
What's
I'm
break
both days. I'm fine.
Fitness.
Which
Yeah.
is we, okay.
It's actually registration day. That's why.
I'm talking March.
Oh, no, wait, we're talking,
Oh, shoot.
No, you're
I'm
talking-
sorry. I'm glad
yeah.
you said that.
Yeah,
No, that's
Take me out of the
February.
conversation.
wait, the first week in March is her break, right? Like, we don't start classes till the 9th.
Correct.
Right.
So you
That's true.
could do that.
we
Right.
could do the
that.
4th, March
We
4th.
could do 4,
yep,
Which is what day of the week?
a Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
It's a good way to start the month off too, you
You
know.
wanna do that?
March for meals.
Then you can do it because you don't have your
Right.
Good
classes.
PR.
At
Yeah.
10:45.
Okay,
March
March 4th.
Okay,
Gives
All
me
of
here
us?
at 10:45, correct?
That's my birthday.
I'm gonna have to check.
It's
yep,
what?
Rachel.
That's my birthday, guys.
Oh,
Is this
Okay.
a surprise party for me? Is that kind of a subtle way of planning a party? That's kind of fun.
We'll have to get cake. No, we'll have to get the cupcakes.
I don't want to ruin the surprise.
all right, so we have March 4th. I have Denise, Fran, and Jennifer,
I will help too, Rachel.
and Rachel, Judy and Rachel.
I have to verify that, just to make sure
Okay.
that I'm free,
All right,
because I don't have my calendar.
And what day is that again?
it's a Wednesday, March 4th.
Good.
Are you looking for a certain number or everybody?
As many as they want. I can tell you, we have 12 Rotary members, 12
Oh, that many.
Rotarians on the
Come on,
18th.
we want to win, no?
Yeah, right. Do we even have 18?
No, we don't.
No,
So,
no.
Council on Aging.
You
So,
want me to recruit my husband too?
All right, so at least I have a date to focus in on. If
Yeah.
your schedules change, if, let me know. Just keep in mind, you have to be here by 10:45. And you need to really plan for about an hour to an hour and a half,
Okay,
okay?
and we're either driving or taking. do you
Right,
need
I'll
to know
figure that
Okay.
out. I will work with Shauna to figure all of that out.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
awesome. Okay,
Excellent.
all right,
Excellent.
we're right on
That's
schedule.
perfect timing. Yeah, program requests.
Go ahead, Kelly. I'll let you go first.
All right, this one, I apologize. I know we like to give out information prior, but this call came through either just the other day. So Frances Walker is a professor at Merrimack College. She actually was formerly on the Council on Aging board a while back. I don't know if anyone's familiar with the name Frances Walker. But she teaches at Merrimack College and she teaches a health coaching series class. So she's teaching college students to become health coaches. She reached out because they are looking for more places to advertise and get the word out that anyone of any age, obviously this would be the senior population, has the ability to work with college students for free for health coaching. So again, I know I didn't pass this out, so I'm just going to read a little bit of it. Improve health and reach your wellness goals. Work with a trained health coaching student who can help you achieve lifestyle changes, exercise goals, nutrition goals, social and emotional well-being, etc. So what they would do is they'd come and do an information session here. And then if anyone were interested, they would meet one-on-one with a student at Merrimack College. It would be 1 hour initially, and then for 8 weeks, 30 minutes.
Wow, that's great.
That
So
is
it's-
great.
Great. I'm just not sure if there would be interest. And these are health coaches, these are students. They don't have a medical background, they
Right.
don't have a physical therapy background. So it's really, she kept talking about the wheel of life, making sure things are balanced. How do we set goals? So it is, not basic, but it's, how do you set goals? They currently do it at the YMCA. It is going well. However, they're not getting as many people as they have students. So they're
that's why they're
wondering,
reaching
that's
out.
why they want
It's a
us.
clinical position.
Yeah, that's.
Would they ever start it as like a talk and then break off one-on-one? Or so you get that initial group, or are you trying to just get a flyer out and then one-on-ones?
So when I had this conversation with her, she said we could do one-on-one meetings here, and I very much vocalized that space
Yeah.
is challenging
I
here.
wasn't meaning here, I just meant, are you just gonna put that out, or are they gonna
So
come
they
as a,
come
oh, they
to
would
do the
come?
Initial information session. This is what the program is. If you're interested, here is our information. But it's kind of one of those things too. I don't, want to get too far along with this or
Yeah.
promise them anything and then there be no interest. And I also, it's Merrimack College, which has a great reputable name. These are college age students, but
course.
again, too, is there a level of interest to meeting with a 20-year-old to meet your goals in life as a senior? Or
I
would
know.
people be
Probably
receptive to
not,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, it's good that you brought that up.
I was
I was
wondering if
thinking-
they should do middle school, like, I think they should grab onto middle school kids, but because they'd look up to these kids.
Yeah, for health.
To look
Instead of,
younger.
instead of, right,
Exactly,
instead of a
exactly.
senior trying to grab info from a 19-year-old. I think that's a very
They
good
should
point.
go to the youth center.
Yeah,
Yeah, do the use.
It's not that they don't have the great information and the,
right.
the wealth of knowledge, but I just don't think it's the forum that it would be easily exchanged,
And if they're not going to do it at the place of where, the senior center or the youth center, parking at Merrimack is a bear.
Worse than here?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
A couple of years ago, we had a program where you could learn healthy issues and stuff at the senior center.
We have a healthy eating discussion group every month.
yeah.
With the public health nurse.
No, there was a program, it was like a 2-hour course. Where somebody came in, there was a book. different lifestyle changes.
I'm sure we have.
I
We've
can't
done a lot
remember the
over,
name
over
of
the
the-
years.
Yeah,
But, I know I took it and I thought it was pretty good. It
did it,
gave
was it,
little insights as to how you can, if you wanna walk more into the inside.
Was this through Merrimack College or just in
college?
general? It was health.
It was a life book. I'll have to look and
yeah, but who was distributing the book and running the program?
So I'm sensing that I should thank them for offering, but maybe steer them towards looking to a younger.
younger.
Yeah, that's what, I mean,
Is that?
Well, maybe they even run a seminar through the library, like the library is young,
Monthly.
old,
Yeah.
maybe they could jump
right,
into.
a different place.
Right, like,
Yeah,
like
rather
the
than
public
seeing-
library offers a lot of seminars, like, and that, it's a wide group of people.
Right. Well, thank you. It's been helpful. Jane, do you want me to do the fourth here or do you want to go on?
You can do it. Do you have the,
Have it.
you have it.
So
So-
you all have this one. We were-
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
did.
we have that one.
So I'll just kind of go through what I've highlighted here. So, Dr. Chandra Lingsetti, MD. The company is Core Care Clinic. It's right over in North Andover. They want to do a program called Chronic Disease Awareness Education. It says sessions to seniors, but when I initially had the conversation, it sounded like they wanted to do, a one-time presentation and then you never know where things go. The program description is to support seniors living with chronic medical and mental health conditions led by licensed primary care and behavioral health clinicians. These sessions focus on common conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, arthritis, anxiety, and depression, et cetera, et cetera. Our clinicians emphasize prevention, self-advocacy, and whole person wellness, empowering participants to take an active role in their health and improve their quality of life. The lectures and workshops are led by the founder of the clinic, which is CEO Dr. Chandra Lingsetti, who is an internal medicine physician, educator, and leader in healthcare. He would also be joined by other physicians, nurse practitioners, and more. The goal is to reduce the burden of chronic disease among seniors by providing some evidence-based education. This is for free. They want to do a service for the town, but also, as always, we have to keep in the back of our mind that there is, an advertising piece to them as well. Just to make sure that they're not doing any sort of solicitation, collecting any information.
In that line, I'd be happy to, if we want to ask to see the presentation material before they present, I'd be happy to review it.
You good?
Is
Any other
that, what they're trying to do is they'll be running sessions all the time. When you refer to these sessions, does it mean that, once a week they're gonna come or?
We would start as just once, if it's the greatest thing we've ever seen and they're willing to come back, maybe quarterly. That would be something we could look into. I always like to spread things out and not favor, one presenter over another, especially when they're coming from a place where, again, there's a sales piece associated.
So would they be sending someone, for example, one time to talk about arthritis and then another time to talk
Well,
about another chronic?
I think initially they're sending everybody for the
Yeah.
first session, talk
Okay.
about all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if it's so broad in
Mm.
themes, whether it would be really interesting for people, because the themes here, I mean, are.
I'm dealing with all of them all.
Well, I mean, diabetes, hypertension, arthritis, anxiety, depression,
That's
I mean,
me.
that's global. I mean, that's huge.
It's a lot to cover in a 45-minute presentation.
Right, and that was my issue, is that, would it just be like very, very, basic, which they might already know,
Mhm.
or, and they'll be handicapped by what they can get through.
So Ed just offered to review. Ed is a doctor, so.
Yeah, I know, well,
Yeah.
but
I think
Yeah.
that's good, yeah.
That might be a good starting point.
I understood it as a series, like, your matter of balance kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like every week, so they can probably address different, problems at different times.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm
well-
sure they all require different kinds of, managing the symptoms and everything which
Right.
relates to the, yeah.
I was thinking of that, but to me, I would love to have a program just for arthritis, or just a program for heart disease, or just a program
Yeah.
for diabetes,
Because
rather
they are
than.
different, yeah.
So what I can ask is for them to focus in and maybe narrow down the presentation scope
Scope,
and also send it to us, and we will have a member, Ed Plowey of our Council on Aging review.
Yeah,
And,
that's,
and,
good.
and Ed,
sounds
right
good.
now is corecareclinic.org is their website. So
yeah.
you could possibly look a little at that ahead of time.
I'll do it.
What they are.
Yeah, I looked at the website and everything. I just think it might be good to look at the material,
Yeah.
just for our impression that, it's evidence-based, lack of too much commercial bias, that type of thing.
It
I'm
sounds
sure
like
it-
what
probably-
one we said no to. Again, it's a wellness, lifestyle kind of review. It sounds very much like the Merrimack kind of thing that we're saying no to. Are we saying yes
no,
because it's a physician group?
Yeah, and this is more educational for those
Education.
particular
Yeah.
disorder, chronic diseases, right? And then the other thing I was thinking is it's just more helping people with more awareness
Right.
of, they may not have it, but they may know many people that do some of these other things, and increasing awareness in the community of mental health and other things. I think that's a great thing, and the resources to meet those needs. I understand they have an vested interest because they're one of
Yeah.
those resources. But as a person that may need that, you want to know as many resources as you have in your community.
I think even
Right?
for resources, I
That's-
like the idea that they can teach you how to better understand your condition,
Right,
manage the symptoms, when to seek help. I think
Right.
those are pretty
those are very useful
important,
things,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
I think
think so that
difference,
sounds
I
very
think-
much like the first group from
Right,
Merrimack.
but here's the difference. You don't have college kids trying to tell you something. You have an
They gotta
actual
learn.
doctor and a
I used to
nurse.
be a
or a
field
nurse
work coordinator. As somebody who used to be a field work coordinator, I got my heart there for these students.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, can we revisit that? I kind of think that if we're going to say yes to one wellness group, then we ought to go yes with the other wellness group.
I don't think so.
Yes,
I don't think so.
no?
The major difference is, think about me. I want a 20-year-old telling me what to do.
Yeah, she'll
I mean,
have the most
they have an
up-to-date
idea.
information.
Well, not
On-
as up to date as a doctor.
Oh,
It's
I
in
don't
that
know about
area.
that. Sorry, Ed,
Well,
but I
that's
don't know
true.
about that.
They have the information, but not the experience in living it. I mean, it's a total different thing. The book knowledge and actually
Yeah.
feel, and I can
Professionals.
see that's gonna be a big leap.
Professionals don't
particularly like
necessarily
the-
have the same kind of experience with chronic conditions either.
Well, but probably will have a little more than a college student that runs up and down and is not sick, never been sick.
Not- No, I think we're making an assumption on
Well-
who these college
Well-
students are. Some of them
Right.
are going to be the older, non-traditional student who are entering this career because of their own life experiences.
I think that the difference that I see between the two programs is that the college one focuses on life goals and, how to achieve them, versus this, which is more specific with how to deal with existing issues.
Right,
Medical issues.
yeah.
Medical
Existing mental health issues. Yeah.
Right.
I think this is also addresses seniors more than the other one, I feel, because this is about self-advocacy and empowering participants to take an active role, how to talk to your doctor, and how to understand everything that's going on about you. I think those are all things that are challenging when you're sick and you need help. And I think that is a very solid help coming from somebody who knows how to do it, you know. So I feel this is not the same thing. I think that is valuable as well, but they're different.
And the other one is really pitching an 8-week coaching program.
Right,
Which
right.
this isn't a pitch, it's more informational.
So if Ed reviews the slides and says this is good, can we just move forward with it?
Yeah.
So we
Yes.
don't have to come back in the interest
That's
Yes.
right.
of time.
Yeah.
Are you all good that Ed reviews the slides? He says, yep,
Yeah.
valid presentation. Kelly can go ahead and book.
Yep.
We're good with that?
I do have one question. It just said is duration is series,
Yeah.
you know, and I would imagine that they would take different topics on different days, kinds of things, after they did maybe an initial kind of broad stroke one. But just having an idea of how many they're looking at, I mean, for the series.
It's a question I can ask, something that we didn't get into.
And how long the sessions are for. Oh, they said 45 minutes, didn't they, or something like that? No, the other one, the other group
Yeah,
said 45 minutes.
But possibly you could also explore, I'm thinking that every session or every time didn't have to be space in this building. Cause maybe it can be space outside in town somewhere else. You know, once it's going.
I think we give them, we'll see what happens after the first. Again, it might, if they're fantastic, we'll talk about a series. If they're not fantastic, we have a lot of other great presenters out there.
All right, so barring any like vehement, no, we shouldn't look forward on this. Should we go ahead with Ed? And anybody say no right now? Like, I don't like this?
I wasn't saying no to this one. I
Okay.
was saying, let's reconsider the other one and give that one a yes too.
So how about we push the other one to next time for more discussion?
Sure.
And we settle in on this one as Ed will take a look and see what he says. And then next week or next month, we'll talk about the other one a little bit further. Maybe find out more information on it too.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with this one. I just didn't want to say no to the assumption of like a student
Okay,
having enough information.
very good.
We have one more. One more.
Director's report.
Nope, we have one more program.
Oh,
So many of you know Terry Kelly. She is a piano instructor. She's also a retired language teacher. And she used to teach Latin. And back 20 years ago, she did a Latin class for the Andover Community Services on basic Latin, because a lot of what you do in your life is rooted in Latin. Your doctors, your medications, your legal stuff is all rooted in Latin. So she would be interested in coming in and teaching an adult class, a basic Latin.
I think that's great.
I think there'd be a really high interest in that.
We'll
So-
see.
and also, I mean, see how many people want to sign up and then
Right.
how many people
get
go to the
you-
second one.
From learning a little bit about Latin, 8 weeks later, you'll know the base of.
So she didn't fill out a program proposal.
Right.
So basically she gave me her Latin book and she just talked about how she would teach them Latin legal terms, what some of the Latin terms were. She had living Latin legal terms, Latin expressions, medical terminology.
Base of everything.
Yeah.
So would it be like an hour?
Yeah, it would be like a 1 hour
Becomes like,
introduction to Latin.
yeah, and it could be ongoing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, she would do a series, but my response to her was, well, let's do, talk about one class, see what kind of response we get.
Mhm.
She's a big supporter of the center. She is a retired teacher, but she also hasn't taught in a while. So we kind of want to balance those things out.
That sounds like a
Right,
great.
Sounds good to me.
I like it.
Is she planning on staying to that theme of keeping it practical and functional? I asked because I took Latin and I learned a lot about war and farming.
The history.
We can reiterate that to her to focus on practical Latin. And really focus on medical, legal, usable Latin.
Know how to decline
Right.
and conjugate. and-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I took Latin too, Gail. I remember that talk.
Oh.
There won't be any tests.
I'm getting, Mike's hands are getting sweaty just thinking about it.
Okay,
All
and
right.
this is her book. It's called Living Latin. So it would be interesting. We'll
Yeah.
see how it goes.
I think so.
Okay, all right.
Is there another one?
Nope, that's it.
All right, director's report, you have 9 minutes.
Okay, so the director's report, this year, I kind of gave you a year summary. And this is the calendar year, not the fiscal year.
Oh, okay.
So I always like to look at the different numbers. So for calendar year 2025 compared to 2024, you can see we were up in the number of people on Meals on Wheels, but down on the number of meals actually delivered. And that can be a variety of things, because if we cancel here, then meals don't go out. But again, 2026, our focus is really going to be on increasing our Meals on Wheels.
How do you know what cancels?
So like if we have a snow day.
Cause I can't read canceled.
No, you won't
Okay.
see canceled on there.
That's awesome.
So, but that would affect the overall number of meals.
Right,
So
right.
if like snow days,
Right. Mhm.
special events, we don't deliver meals usually. As you can see, programming, kudos to our programming. Great job, Kelly. Up, over last year. I think we're at the point now where you're gonna see things leveling off. I've been saying that all along. Because you can only fit so many people, here in the building. Fitness, I mean, with 2,000 more, duplicated fitness sessions. I think we're up to 27 classes.
Oh, yeah. Look at
now.
that.
In terms of Connections Club, 2024 compared to 2025, 2025 has been very much a building year, for the program. If you recall, we lost a number of folks. In 2024, the late fall of 2024. So we continue to build that program overall. Social services, again, really kind of leveled off, in terms of number of folks that they are servicing. One person can take a lot of their time. But again, numbers have remained fairly consistent. Transportation is an uphill battle. We had a really hard time in the last year tracking statistics. We tried a couple of different methods in tracking statistics. So that kind of throws things off, but again, we're definitely growing in that area. Trips are doing great. Connections Club, providing transportation
Oof.
to in-town and out of town has really helped sell the program. We brought back townie trips,
Mhm.
which was really, helping.
What is
And
Townie trips, I'm
so
sorry.
townie trips is kind of like almost, it's a ride to something instead of a taxi or an Uber
Oh,
at a
okay.
discounted rate.
All
It's,
right,
you can, if you need to go to the post office
right,
or
right.
whatever,
It's a
we
town
charge,
trip,
yeah, we
yeah.
charge for it. It's
Yeah,
to get you in town, and we expanded out. We will go to North Andover, along 114 or 125, something right on our border,
Sure.
we will do. So, and so we're working on transportation, like Meals on Wheels is a work in progress. But we have expanded transportation to elections and special adult events, which has been great. Town meeting, we will have transportation in place for town meeting. And it seems like every year more and more people take advantage of transportation to town meeting. Script, so the new script program started, November 15th. We have 224 people in the script program, which is a new, record high. 36 people have already completed their script hours.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and most of them are still going.
yeah, nice,
That's
nice.
a lot of our Meals on Wheels drivers and our MedTrans drivers are really superheroes, and they really, everyone's a superhero, but they just keep going.
Yeah.
And what we do with some of the folks, particularly here at the center, is we rotate. So on the front desk, so they do shifts where they either do the first half of the year or the back half of the year to give them time to complete their hours. So upcoming events on March 13th is St. Patrick's Day luncheon. Tickets go on sale March 2nd. On March 23rd, we're going on a road show out to Riverside Woods. We're gonna have a open house, meet the staff.
Riverside Woods is that
It's
a
out on
place,
River Road. It's
the over 55
Yep.
community? Okay, I didn't know the name of it.
62.
Oh, it's over 62? Oh, okay.
I know it was over 62.
So, and then just a reminder, the town election is the 24th. I don't know if all of you saw, but our own Tim McCarron is running for school committee.
All right.
And if he's elected, he will have to resign. Yeah. No, you're not running for school committee?
No, I am, but I was just saying, like, don't vote. But whatever,
Nice job.
I appreciate you mentioning that, but probably, like, I don't know if we should be talking about that at this.
I mentioned it, not you, Tim.
That's right.
Okay, thank you. I'll be
So,
quiet.
Yeah.
so, and then on April 9th, please mark your calendar. You'll all be, April 9th, mark your calendar. You'll all be receiving an invitation to the volunteer appreciation dinner. So, and that was, you will be receiving an invitation. You will not be asked to work it.
That's nice.
He's giving us a break.
Yeah, so you've done all your work today, so those invitations should be going out soon. But that's always a very fun dinner. Ashley comes up with a great theme when she puts together that dinner. And our own chef will be cooking dinner for you that evening.
Wow.
Okay,
Mhm.
record time. That's it.
Well, that's perfect timing too. We still got 30 seconds, so I'm gonna go to my thumbs for a minute. No, I do want to say that it's very good to be here with you folks. I mean, we're trying to help people out, you know, and it makes a difference in people. Life is hard enough, okay? and having people ready to step up and support. Cheer, here, here. So with that, is anyone interested in offering a closing to today? Anyone offer a, let's close this meeting?
Like to make a motion?
There we go. We had a motion from Rachel
Second.
and Tim seconds it. So hereby, well, we need to go around and have everybody say they agree, correct? So let's start with Gail.
Bye all.
All right. And Rachel
Yes.
and Ed.
I would agree.
Yeah, and Tim
Tim McCarron, yes.
and Champa.
Yes.
And Ralph Bledsoe says yes.
Denise, yes?
Judy, yes. Sabrina, yes.
Jennifer, yes.
Francine, yes?
All right, with
Great.
that.
Good meeting, everybody. Hard work. Good job. Yay. All
And
right,
you got that
we'll
down.
see,
Yeah, right.
we'll see some of you soon. All
Yeah.
right.